Welcome to the first ever OneMob User Town Hall. Hello, everyone. I am Rob Rashute, also known as OneMob Rob. I'm head of customer success here at OneMob. We've got hopefully what's going to be a fun kind of action-packed half hour for you guys with a bunch of OneMob updates. We're going to kind of kick it off here with some recent updates. So I'm going to jump into the platform and show you some things that maybe you've missed over the last couple months. We're going to take a look at the roadmap ahead for 2021, give you some sneak peeks at what's in the road ahead. And we're going to take some questions too. So we've been asking for really last month for questions for this call. So we'll cover some of those and we'll take some live. So if you're out there, let us know you're out there with a comment and add your question or a comment to the chat and we'll bring that up. Before we get started though, I want to just go around the horn here. I feel like a lot of our users know me because I trained a lot of them, but I want to make sure you guys know everyone else here on our BT team. So let's start right above me. We're going to Brady Bunch it here. This guy right here, you might know, but we'll kick it off with
right. Yeah, well, we get to do these every month, so I feel like hopefully you guys know me. So hey guys, Sethi here. One of the founders of OneMob. Really excited to spend some time with you guys today, talk about some of the things that we've been working on and what's coming. So yeah, it's good to have some other friendly faces on the call today.
Awesome. I'm Nimesh. I'm not sure if many of you have kind of met me in person. I'm kind of the man behind the scenes, if you will, running operations at OneMob, but one of the founders as well. And just a pleasure to be speaking with you today.
Hey everyone, it's Miguel. I am a customer success agent here at OneMob. I'm sure I've helped quite a few of you. If I have, leave a comment in the chat. If you've received good support, let me know. I always like hearing about it. But I'll leave it to you, Rob.
Yes, and that is Miguel. If you've never seen Miguel before, he is the guy usually that is helping you guys out. So we appreciate you a lot, Miguel.
He does exist.
Yeah, and we do get a lot of emails about how helpful Miguel is. So man, we appreciate you so much. And for our co-founders, we've got a couple questions for you guys already. So we'll get to those towards the end. So stick around. But I'm just going to jump in for the next 5 minutes. I'm going to go over, just a few different features, a few things that we've been doing here in the last couple months that hopefully you didn't miss. And if you did miss it, now you know. So we'll start off here and I'll share my screen and I'm going to jump right into OneMob and probably show you one of the most recent things that we've done. And I think it's a really, really awesome new feature. And what that is the ability to share and allow the person you're sharing those pages with to edit those pages. So I kind of call it collaborative pages. And essentially what it's going to do is I'm going to be able to make a page and I will be able to give editing rights to my team members. So I can give everyone else on the call here access to edit a page that I've created, and we can kind of edit it together. So for you longtime users, you know that in the past, it's been a case where I've created a page and it's only my page. And if you want to use that page, you have to make a copy of that page. So I love this feature. It really kind of brings together that collaborative kind of mindset within the platform. So how do you do that? You'll go over here to pages. You will find one of your pages. So I'll go to page like this. And what I can do is set access. So when I go to set access, I'll still have all my options to share that with the entire organization of my other OneMob users. I can type in my team members' names, whether it's like a full team or whether I'm just going to type in Miguel and add him on here. And that's how you'll be able to share. You can only set editing rights to an individual. So I'll add Miguel here, and you can see we've got this link here that says can view. And if I just click on that, I can change that to can edit. So at the individual level, once I set this access to Miguel, he's going to be able to get into this page and make any edits that he wants to. And I'll also see that on my side. So I really love that. That's probably my favorite new feature that we've had so far this year. And I know a lot of people have asked me for that in the past. So if you're one of those people, let us know, and let us know if you're using this yet, or if this is the first time you're hearing about this, because we know that a lot of folks were looking for something like this. The other one that I want to bring up is our webcam recorder. So I know we talked about this a lot. We had a LinkedIn Live about this as well, but we really do like this new webcam recorder. So when you hit record, we don't have new on there anymore. We took out the new, but you can go hit that webcam recorder. And what it's going to do is bring up your image right here. Mine's not going to show up because I'm already on camera on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook here. So you won't see my camera pop up, but you will see yours. And what this really does that I really like is it's blazing fast. And if you've got a good webcam, it takes the full capabilities of that webcam. So I have a pretty decent external webcam. It goes up to 1080p, and this is going to record me at 1080p. So for anyone that's been trained by me, you know that I love to use my phone, and a big reason is just the quality. So I can really almost replicate that quality with my webcam now. And of course, we've still got the script feature where I can go in, pull a shared script, use my own script, go write a new script, or even just pull an old one and do an edit. And I can pull that script up. It's going to be this condensed version. And really why we do that is because we want you to read this first line up here. And once I hit play and adjust my speed and my font size, I'm going to just read off that first line because my webcam's right up here. So if you have not checked out the new webcam recorder, make sure you do that. I know we've had a lot of people that have been using this and really enjoying that. And then one more before we get into the roadmap, some of the cool stuff that you haven't seen before is going to be the manager view. So not everyone has this yet, but if you are a manager of a OneMob team, or if you are an admin, you should have this manager view under the admin panel. So if I jump in here, what this is going to do is this is going to tell me all of my kind of information in one spot. If you have not seen this yet and you're an admin, you need to get in touch with us. In fact, I'll one-up you. Miguel, I think I had sent you a link earlier. If you can grab that link, we're going to do kind of an admins only /manager webinar. And that's going to be in 2 weeks. I have that for April 28th at 2 p.m. Eastern. So of course, we'll send out the details on that. But not only will I go over this manager tab, which as you can see here is going to give me a good feel for, what content has been created and is generating the most activities for my group, but also what pages are the most viewed for my organization and even which are the most popular. So if you aren't making pages and sharing those with others in your group, you're missing the boat here. It's probably the best and most collaborative way to use OneMob. And now we'll be able to tell you, hey, which page was the most popular for our organization if it's been shared with others. And then, of course, at the bottom here, you'll see emails, you'll see links, so you can get a really good feel for whatever that date range you choose from, what kind of content did the best. And I'm actually really happy to see this OneMob in 5 steps at the top of the list here for our links here at OneMob. And if you haven't checked that out, go to onemob.com/5 steps. If you are a new OneMob user, I think that is the best resource we have. It shows you how to create your first video, get set up in OneMob, and set up your first link. It's link only, no email on that one, but it will point you in the right direction. And of course, emails as well on the other side if you have email integration. And then there's another option here where I can go to user performance and I can see a list. And look at that, total content, Rob Rashute. At the top of the list here. I call this like our digital leaderboard. So again, if you're not using this as a manager or as an admin, definitely hit us up or come to our meeting, our webinar. That's going to be April 28th at 2 p.m. And of course, we'll send out some details. Not only am I going to go over the manager tab and make sure you guys all have access, everyone that needs to, but we're going to go through group admin and we're going to go one by one because I know there's admins on this call that don't know what some of these functions within the group admin can do. So we're going to show you everything you need to know about being a OneMob admin and a manager of OneMob. All right, so I am going to stop talking for a while. I'm going to hand it off to Sati, and Sati's going to jump into a little bit of the roadmap. I think he's got some screenshots he can show us. This is the part I would be excited for if I was a user.
But I mean, you said a lot of great stuff there. So before I jump into that, I got a comment. And now I know I need to like step up my game there with that leaderboard.
Yeah, I'm on top of the leaderboard.
I know. But no, I think what's really interesting is, some of those features you talked about, we go through them so quickly, but they're so powerful, especially the collaborative editing. I remember many times customers talking about how you might be incorporating someone from your marketing team who's creating these pages and these templates, and then the sellers are using it. But now, for instance, in that situation, you can have multiple people from marketing, from enablement, all of these individuals collaborating together on this master template, if you will, and then everyone can leverage that. And the greatest thing about these pages, they're real time live. So if 3 months down the road, you realize all of those articles and artifacts are outdated, you update them, and every one of your sellers, all their new links, all their old links are getting the latest and greatest. So I think that's a really powerful feature. So I'm glad you showed that. And yeah, obviously, I'm so bullish about the new webcam and some of our other capabilities, and as well as the manager dashboard. I always get asked, like, how do we really, tell if the platform is generating value? I think adoption's one, but when you start to see the number of engagements across those links and emails, I think that's a great one as well. So thanks for calling those out. All right, so I'll go ahead now and share my screen. Let's bring this bad boy up. So let me know when you see my screen here. I got the OneMob slide up here.
You got it.
All right. So again, everyone, unfortunately, I can't see you because I'm in full screen mode, but today we are going to talk a little bit about roadmap. I remember at Salesforce, I used to work at Salesforce. We started the company with Nimesh. We would always have a safe harbor slide. So it's like, don't make any purchasing decisions about what I'm about to show you. So, roadmaps are always evolving. So we're going to show you some stuff that I think is going to really pique your interest. But at the same time, we're always evolving. And I'll tell you now, and I'll tell you at the end, our biggest, proponents when it comes to where the product is going is you. So you using our product, our customers give us so much feedback, and we're always so grateful. I feel like we've been able to build OneMob collectively with some of our most active users and customers. So, as you see this, please share feedback. We actually have a friendly URL or an email, just feedback@onemob.com. It sends it to us, to our engineering team, and then we can start to figure out what we want to do. And I'll also say, if you like what you see and you really want to have a more thorough sit down, let us know, because we love to do design reviews with our customers. So first things first, there's an area of our platform that hasn't been touched in a long time, and that is contacts and groups. I don't know if you noticed, but when you use contacts and groups, it's kind of an outdated UI. So we're really excited. Pretty soon, we're going to be releasing a new contacts and groups that's going to have a much more refreshed, modern look and feel. As you can see right here, functionally, you're not going to see too many differences in terms of what you can do. We are adding some new benefits though, like for instance, more fields, especially when it comes to segmenting. If you want to segment not just based on, company, but maybe on their title, their location. Imagine you want to run an email campaign out of OneMob and you're looking for everyone who's in, California, or everyone who's a sales executive or VP of customer success. You'll be able to kind of put the appropriate data in. As you may or may not know, our platform is fully integrated into Salesforce and Microsoft Dynamics. So you can easily kind of import that information from your CRM, or you can upload a CSV, or you can kind of add them however you want. Once you add the contacts and once you create the groups, it is inherently shareable, so people can kind of leverage this. So again, if you have someone who's maintaining groups for the sellers, and the sellers want to just kind of pick and choose the right group in their campaigns, they can do that really easily. But the goal here is to really just freshen up the UI, give you guys a much better experience, kind of make it more consistent with the rest of the app. And this is something that is long overdue, but I'm really excited that we're going to get this one going. So that's the first one. And the other thing that I think is also going to be nice, you may or may not know, there's been something in the app that we took out, and that was feed, because we are going to be replacing it with notifications. So as you may have already experienced, once you send a OneMob, you get a lot of engagement. You get watches. If you have stuff on your page, you get button clicks and document views, etc. And you can easily drill into those various links and emails to see that. But now you're going to have this, bell icon on the top right, and it's going to give you real-time updates on what's happening. You click on that, and you're going to get a page like this, so you can quickly see, again, when, who, what, and really kind of drill into the specifics so that you can follow up accordingly. Like most selling, you want to be as responsive as possible. And so I recommend, once we release this feature, just have this open. You can literally have this tab open, and you'll be able to kind of see those results happening in real time and be able to follow up accordingly without having to kind of jump to the right link or jump to the right email. You can just quickly see this. And, I know there's lots of different use cases on how you may be using video, whether it's internal or external, but especially when it comes to moving a deal forward, for me personally, notifications has always been kind of like my secret sauce. This is how I know who to follow up with. So I think you guys will love this feature. And again, it should be, our goal is to kind of release this at the same time with those new contacts and groups. What do you guys think about those so far, those two features? Any?
Hey, Rob, you're on mute right now.
Yeah, I can't see you guys, unfortunately.
Yeah, you're still on mute right now. But let me just say about contacts, I am more than excited. I get questions about that basically every day, asking when we're going to improve that. So I am very excited for that. Everyone watch out for those support articles, those videos. They're going to be coming in hot. I'm excited for it. I think it'll be a great help for all our users.
Awesome.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Now we hear you.
All right. Hey, you know what? Big microphones, overrated. So no, I really love I love all of them. The notifications I'm super excited about, because I know some of our users don't really love getting all of your OneMob notifications through email. I know I only have mine set for some of my links, some of my emails, and I have mine specifically set for just if you watch my video. And by the way, you can do that in your preferences under OneMob. You can set what those notifications are going to be for. But I like this because now when I'm in OneMob or when I first log in, I'm going to know right away that I got this notification. And if you've ever been on like an office hours with me, you've heard it from me. If you don't have those notifications on, you're missing things. You're missing activities, you're missing views. So this is a great way to not miss anything, because you could miss somebody looking at your document, downloading something, or an important activity.
Yeah, that's a great point. You're right. I think a lot of people actually do turn their email notifications off because it does get overwhelming. So for those of you who are doing that, again, I even do this with LinkedIn. Like LinkedIn has a notification center, and I'll just keep that tab open, and that's how I know, like, if people move jobs, etc. I would do the exact same thing. I'll have like 2 tabs now: notifications for OneMob and for LinkedIn, and then you can just kind of follow up accordingly. So those are the two things that are going to be coming out relatively quickly, because again, it's something that we've been working on for some time. Now, I want to talk about where we're going to be taking the company kind of overall and the product overall. And before I show you, I kind of want you to understand kind of some of our principles. And at the end of the day, like, you know, we know video is really, like, the concept of video isn't too difficult to understand. I'm sure a lot of you guys are doing this already with your family and friends. But that being said, the moment you start to use it in a business setting, things can be, I think, a little bit different. And so with the new design and kind of what we want to take the company, we want to focus on some principles. One being simple. You know, we want this to be, as we have an enterprise grade platform. We're fortunate to work with some of the largest companies in the world, which have some really kind of demanding environments. So even though we're doing enterprise grade work, we want it to be very simple. You know, we love kind of some of the principles of some of our, you know, favorite platforms out there, like the Slacks of the world, the Apples of the world, the Teslas of the world. Like, we want this to be beautiful, magical, but we also want this to be result driven. Like, your effort should drive some results. So with that, these are the kind of key principles we'll always be keeping in mind as we think about where we want to take the product. And with that, here's a kind of an idea of what that's going to look like, starting with the design. You can see here, we really want to kind of start to clean up the UI and make things, I think, a lot of it like a less overwhelming, kind of focus on some of the key elements. Again, video obviously being number one, how you can quickly record, how you can quickly upload, and making it very easy for you to navigate that collection of content that you've been building over time, whether it's your library, your shared library, etc. I know a big ask that's been coming from a lot of folks is not just having kind of admin group tags, but my own personal folders and tags. So that's going to be part of this as well. So you'll be able to create your own folder structure that allows you to organize the content the way you see fit. But as you can see here, we're just trying to remove a lot of elements, even with the lighter look and feel. I think will just make things pop so you can quickly find what you're looking for. In addition to this, we want to improve the search. You know, over time, you start to get a lot of content in our platform across a variety of areas, the library, the pages, contacts, emails, links. So we're going to introduce global search so that you can just search for one thing, and we will help you find exactly what you're looking for, especially if you run integrated campaigns that require various scripts and pages and things like that. I think this will be a fantastic way for you to dial into what you're looking for really easily. And you can kind of see how that will be broken up into the various sections from the search box there. Continuing on, we want to start to take some of our learnings of the webcam. We want to simplify it across all of our recordings, starting with OneScreen. OneScreen is a platform that we love. It's our Google Chrome extension, so you need to install Google Chrome to use it. But not everyone is always using Google Chrome, and we want to make this so that you don't always have to install. So our new screen recorder will actually be native. That means you won't have to install anything. You'll just be able to launch it immediately in the browser, but we'll also give you different configurations. Right now you have the screen only, the tab only, or having a video in the corner. We're going to also allow you to do things like side by side. So you can have, again, a kind of a bigger presence of your video, but on the same side here, I have the record. It could be a PowerPoint. It could be a demo. So again, just allowing you to really add more personalization to the content you're sharing with nothing to install. Which is also really nice about our new recording platform is it's very fast. It actually uploads the video while you're recording. So it makes it more kind of reliable in the end result. And you don't have to sit there and wait as long when it comes to overall processing. So really excited about this experience as well. And then, you know, to me, I always think about, you spend so much time putting together a video, but if the end result of how it's viewed is not ideal, it was like, what was the worth, you know, why was that effort kind of worth it? And so for us, we always think about presentation, and we're going to spend some time working on that as well. For us, presentation is our pages. Like, that's what the ultimate end result's going to look like. And so you can see an example of what some of our new page look will and feel will have. We're not going to fundamentally stray away from too much. We still want to make it very easy for you to have your brand and your contact information. But as you can see here on the top left, you kind of have the ability to also change the layout structure. So instead of having the text above, you can have it on the side, and you'll be able to choose that. And then again, having those clear call to actions right below. But if you look on the lower right, we're going to start to allow you to also choose the button that you want to have in the video itself. so that as you're watching the video, you can see here, I can have the reply in line on the video to, again, just make that more interactive as I'm watching the video versus having to use the buttons below. And the nice thing about these buttons is they'll also float. So as you scroll down, up and down the page, those buttons will stick to they'll float across the page. So it's very easy to interact. But, you know, the goal here is we want to make, even if you're not a web designer, we want to help make your pages look beautiful. And that's, I think, one of the biggest things that we're focusing on. And what's also really important is to do this, we want it to be simple. So we're building a new editor that will allow you to kind of have this, you know, WYSIWYG, what you see is what you get experience. So as you're making the modifications on the left, you will see a very clear preview on the right. No more having to guess like, oh, well, the way it looks in the editor versus the way it looks in preview versus the way I send it to my customer. All of that's not aligning. You'll be able to see exactly what you expect from the editor. And again, you'll just kind of follow the sidebar and just make the respective changes. We're going to give you capabilities to allow you to customize this, but at the same time, we're going to also try to give you enough pre-made templates and looks and feels so that you can have nice looking pages, even if you're not kind of a marketing or web designer.
Hey, Sati, can you go back one slide?
Yeah.
I just want to kind of throw it out there for anyone that's watching. And I do see a question here, and I do see some familiar names and faces. So I appreciate you guys showing up in the comments and everything. But this enhanced pages. So you probably remember this, Sati, but what happened was when we were talking to a user and that user kind of mocked up the video or that kind of screenshot that you see on the top left. And I was like, man, this does look pretty cool. It would be cool to have, you know, my text on the side and my video next to it. So the reason why I'm saying that is let us know if you guys have a really good idea. You could see it on the roadmap. So if you got a good idea, drop it in the chat, shoot us an email, and let us know. Not promising we're going to add it, but we'll see what we can do. And if it's something that makes sense for the platform, we want to be able to add stuff like you. So drop those comments and any kind of suggestions that you have at any time, either here in the chat or as you're working with us. Just let us know what you think.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I do remember that conversation where we got some really great examples and feedback from some of our users. Some of you guys are so creative. So please keep that coming because you're definitely influencing us. You know, our design team is also thinking about just trends and where we're seeing kind of web going in overall. So we're trying to marry the two. But yeah, keep that feedback. In fact, that was pretty much some of the things that I wanted to highlight. I can't show you too much, but you know, we would love your feedback, love your thoughts. You know, good, bad. Are we on the right track? Are we missing anything? Feedback at onemob.com, and we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, and so we do have a couple questions here. I see Angela's a little bit worried. She didn't see the iframe on those screenshots. So I know Angela's putting her calendar in that iframe. She's booking a lot of appointments. Well, that's not going away, right? Of
course not. No, yeah, I just wasn't able to kind of put everything together, but you'll still have the ability to have your calendar or whatever type of iframe you use. You know, some people use calendar, which is very popular. Some people use forms. Some people use surveys. We actually want to make that piece of our platform more, I would say, seamless with respect to other types of use cases. And then what you'll be able to do is, again, you know, choose your layout and have that option as well with the video. Now, if you have the text on the side, as you saw here, then obviously you wouldn't have the text, the video, and the calendar. You'll most likely have the calendar below it. But, you know, those will be some design decisions that we'll want to probably get some feedback on before we pull the trigger and release it.
Cool. And another one from Eric, you know, we do hear this one quite a bit about, you know, Internet Explorer. OneMob does not play well with Internet Explorer. And is that on the roadmap? And I think I know the answer that is not on the roadmap. And to kind of answer that, we kind of have to look at Microsoft's roadmap. So Microsoft they will stop supporting Internet Explorer in, I believe, less than 2 months.
I think it's, I want to say August 17th or something.
Okay.
So Literally.
June. They must have pushed it back.
Maybe you're right. Yeah, but you're right. It's this year, summertime this year. It's not going to be supported. In fact, I mean, if you look at some of the most common platforms out there, YouTube, Vimeo, etc., you're already starting to see that they'll kind of force you to go to other browsers.
Yeah. So Eric, what is probably going to happen is if that's your default user, I would bet your IT is probably working on migrating to internet, or what is it? Microsoft Edge is probably the natural kind of progression. So I think that will kind of fix itself. But for now, you might want to just suggest for your viewers to use Chrome. And I know for you, it might be a hassle, but copy and paste over to Chrome or Firefox. Pretty much every other browser will work, but we're not going to continue to kind of develop for it because Microsoft's not.
All right, so I'll go ahead and stop and we can kind of jump back to the party here.
Yeah. So if there's any other questions there, we'll have a couple more minutes. I know we were only going to go for half an hour, but Sati, as usual, takes up all our time.
Did I do that? Well, hopefully I gave you guys stuff you like.
No, that I think you got the crowd going here in the chat. They seem like they're pretty excited. I see Jennifer. Jennifer actually is brand new to OneMob this week. I talked to her yesterday. She's so excited to start using it. So I love to see that. And we really love to hear from you guys. Like, I think most of the people in the chat here I've talked to before. We even have an NBA star here, an NBA sales star. Marquise Church was recognized at the NBA league meetings with his OneMob message. He does an incredible job with his outreach. So, we really appreciate you guys, the users. We want to give you guys a little bit more insight. I told these guys I want to do this at least 2 times a year just to kind of stay in touch with you guys, let you know what's going on, let you know what's on the roadmap. But you guys are really kind of the heartbeat of this company. You guys, the users, make it all happen. So if there's anything we can do to help make this product better for you, like I said, let us know, give us that feedback, and make sure you follow us. We've set up some new groups. I know Miguel had put some of those links in the chat. So we've invited some really great video kind of influencers, sales coaches into those groups. So they're growing. There might be a lot of me posting at first, but we encourage you guys to take advantage of it and go there for your OneMob almost daily updates. Join those groups on LinkedIn and Facebook, and make sure you follow us. We do post to YouTube, Sati's video updates and tips, and even our new features usually debut on YouTube first. So any other questions from the chat we missed, Miguel, or anything? I know we had some through email before we wrap it up.
I don't think any more in the chat unless anyone wants to jump in and send in another one. But let me ask something for Nimesh, just a nice, easy one to finish up the call. But how did we end up with the name OneMob?
Oh, man. So the tagline was closing deals one kind of mobile message at a time. So back in 2014, Snapchat, now Snap, was very, very popular. And OneMob started as a mobile application, just an iOS app. And the goal was from day one, like, we want to help you close more revenue. So that's where the name came from.
There it is. Now you know. And for anyone that wants the long form answer and some really cool information, we have a podcast that's out there. We haven't really done any new episodes anytime recently, but we do get feedback still for those. So go look up the Video Selling Podcast. I have one where I have these guys, the co-founders, on, and they kind of do the deep dive into how it all started. I've got some with our users kind of talking about their experiences and video influencers. So if you're a podcast person, go check that out. And keep in mind, we kind of have migrated away from webinars a little bit, and we're doing a lot more of these lives. So usually it's myself and Sati, and Miguel will kind of keep an eye on the chat, but we're usually going at least once a month or as needed, just going live. So make sure you kind of keep an eye out for our emails, and follow LinkedIn. Follow us on LinkedIn and YouTube, and that's where you'll find us going live for these updates. All right. Anything else, guys?
This was great. I feel like, we had so much to say. We might want to do a part 2.
Yeah. Next one, maybe we'll do a little longer. 30 minutes is a lot to squeeze in there. So, well, I'll sign us off. Thank you guys for attending. We really appreciate all the support you've given us throughout this year, and since you've really been using OneMob. And we hope to see more great videos and hear more great stories about how you guys are hitting your goals. Thanks, everyone.